guys, I'm going to make my intro very short. So today was the day of the Call of Duty League Championship, and it was FaZe versus Empire. So basically, it was my boy Simp versus Clayster. Now, if you guys do not know, Clayster is an OG. Man, he's been around for years. I used to watch him all the time. He is a very excellent competitor. And Simp, he's fairly new, but that dude, he knows his way around the rifles, man. Like, both of them guys going head to head, it was just an amazing and intense gameplay. So, like I said, I'm not going to do too much talking. I recorded the whole entire gameplay for you guys, and I'm about to drop it right now. So if you guys enjoy, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
He has like a 1.2. Just steps up for them. Him and Krim, when they go down 2-1 in game 4, game 5, those guys, you heard it in their comms, you saw it in their performances. They know what they need to do. They are winners for a reason.
So these guys are already guaranteed $600,000. A win here guarantees them $900,000. That is a big bump, $300,000 bump. The loser going to have to face off against Huntsman as the winner awaits in the final. But here we go, our top two teams all year. FaZe, Empire, kicking it off on Caves. And Joe, any big notes about this particular map for either team?
Yeah, for Dallas, it's probably their worst hardpoint. Now, they've had some close games, but they're sitting at 1-6 overall. So, not the best record. Not the best record in Atlanta. They are 2-0 versus Dallas this year on it. So, they're going to be feeling comfortable, but off the start, it's going to be a fight for this middle hill. You're going to have Hook get on top, and, well, Illy, he's going to go for that fast flame, try to get those spawns for a second hill.
One thing to note for them, though, like they lost their first 6, but they won their most recent one against Toronto just a week ago. So I guess that's one silver lining, right? Like, you won it as of late, but we'll keep eyes on with Hook, the nuke, as he tries to finesse in and around the hard point. Trophy out as he looks to lock this down. No early flip for Empire. As for now, FaZe has kept them locked in on that left side of the map, and just due to this extensive contest that we've had, I mean, there's 7 total points there, and there's 30 seconds already off the play clock. No one's really been able to get comfortable inside of this point, but you see that more often than not with opening hard points.
And you'll take this all day if you're FaZe, right? Because you have the spawns. You just don't want Dallas to really earn, you know, a ton of time off this middle hill, but they will find the last 5 seconds. But you see the rotation inside of that cave side. It's going to be 4 players. 1 player was watching the flank. That was Major Maniac. He gets cut down, but with that close spawn, he's going to pick it right back up. Major Maniac cell trying to hold the spawns, but it's Simp in the hill earning all that time. 3 going to go down. It's looking like a pretty solid hold to start.
We'll now go on with our game fuel featured player. That's Simp, who's going to drop inside the point as the back spawn comes in for Empire, and multiple players from FaZe spawn out. They're able to get in with about 40 seconds in. So yeah, first wave, they shut down pretty well, but due to the...
It looked good.
I think towards the back alley, you had 1 player from Empire that was in a great spot, so they got the spawns there, they get the break in, and that's something that FaZe have been susceptible to all year. They'll have the early rotation, they'll have the power spots, and they get broken time and time again. They've relied a lot on their heavy breaks and their aggression. They're going to need to see that, but what a job from Empire to get into the point, now take just over a 30-point advantage as we rotate over to Soccer Field.
And we saw some big holds last week at Soccer Field, especially from the likes of, like, you know, your Optic Gaming. So they know they can get right back in this one. But as you said, Atlanta has been a break team all year. When they have shown, like, some, I don't know, weaknesses, it has been in their ability to hold these pushes. And there we go. Again, behind Illy's 2 kills, he's going to at least buy Dallas Empire some time. As we're on board with our Game Fuel featured player, Simp just cutting off the reinforcements from Dallas.
Almost a little turn and burn there onto Illy, but he will end up dropping. We'll stick with him through the respawn as he'll now try to get more involved towards the hard point. Dead Silence up to get back into the action quickly and get eyes on Spiral and Broken. They're able to pick up 1. Illy's got his number again, though. The final 20 or so seconds should go to Empire. You get the early rotation for FaZe again, but yes, it's been great for Empire. You're in this spot where you're not really having the early rotation, but you're breaking within 20 or so seconds into the points. You're able to still retain this lead, but at one point, if FaZe is able to lock these down, they'll be right back into the swing of it, and they've got another chance here at Cave Side West as the kill feed lights up red and FaZe get rolling. Can they do it better than they did last time?
And you see the way that Atlanta FaZe are playing this hill. They actually want the right side of the spawn. So they're going to try and get majority of this time and win the rotation to our final hill. Dallas know that. They play for it. They're trying to do the same exact thing. 4 players going to go down. Clay's going to be the last one up. So you're going to get majority of this time, but you'd see the focus for both teams when we rotate over to Cliff is to try to win those spawns. Dallas are going to have them right now, but do not be surprised if Atlanta FaZe get aggressive off these next couple of kills.
They want to, but Empire's been getting enough kills that they haven't been able to kind of manage the fight on both fronts. And now Empire, with 20 seconds remaining, they'll get into the point. They'll still have the right side of the map. The nades will come in to get Empire out of it as our Game Fuel featured player and Simp picks up 2, but he'll drop shortly after. But it's a tight race so far. 20 points separating these two teams. But look at the bottom right side of the minimap. You've already got what Shotzzy and Clayster rotated early towards that outpost side of the map. What can FaZe do early on this break? Is it's Graw out for Shotzzy.
Yeah, Shotzzy just trying to use that Graw. What's it known for? Really, the long-range battles, and he's going to have one right now. Priesta's looking for it. That is a tough shot, and, well, Shotzi's going to put the shots in. Just trying to watch over his teammates. Nice 20-second hold so far. There you go. You see the beams from it. He's picking up the back as 4 go down. And there's the spawns for Atlanta FaZe. But they do have to be careful because you see number 6. That's Hook. He's going to recognize that. And he's going to try to play for the first hill when we rotate on over.
I think you got a really good example of why the Graw's good at that range. Like when you saw the FaZe player trying to beam with the M4 into that window, the amount of recoil that it had on it compared to what Shotzzy had going with the Graw was so different. But Empire, a lovely hold is Shotzzy on 4 in a row, our regular season MVP, an absolute story of redemption and dominance this year for him. Is the lead for Empire grows and grows. FaZe have got to bounce back and they got to do it soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of, for FaZe, you won majority of the rotations. You just have to hold a little bit better. It's just shutting down that first or second push, making things comfortable for you and making it uncomfortable for Dallas. But Dallas, right now, you're going to take this 60-point lead. We'll see, though, can Atlanta fight back into it? Because they're contesting this time. They have the spawns for second.
It's weird because it's not even necessarily that they're like winning the rotations. It's like once you get broken once, it's like you're in this never-ending cycle. Yeah, you're in this like cycle where you have it, you lose it, you have it, you lose it. They keep getting put in this spot, but another solid stretch of points for Empire. And this might define the game. If FaZe can't hold on to Cave Side East this time around, if it's an early break from Empire, this map's over. FaZe have got to hold. They absolutely have to hold. And they need 50 points out of this one to get back into it.
You're hoping for a hold, or it's going to need a lot. You're going to need a lot here from Atlanta FaZe. We're going to see very early on why they are our #1 seed. Here comes the push. You're going to have Crim working his way through Cave. The rest of his team through middle tunnel. You have a BZ inside yellow with this MP5. This is exactly where he wants to be. Keep these engagements as close as possible. He doesn't want to fight a lot of the M4s, and here comes the front push out of Dallas.
Here they come. Everybody stacked up inside as the crossfire there for FaZe. They're able to take down 2 with the smoke, making things a bit of a mess. Still in the point is FaZe. A BZ with a lovely double as they try to hit the cross. The crossfire pays off. FaZe able to hold, and this might turn into the best hold they've had this entire map. It looks to be flawless, and that massive lead for Empire starts to disappear. Major Maniac now up to 16 and 12, and he's got 5 in a row before he drops.
Yeah, he's trying to take his time. He's trying to work rotation for Soccer Field, but has a lot of Dallas players to deal with. Dallas now, their goal, that's perfect, right? You get 4 kills with just a few seconds left, and now look at all the red arrows trapped here at Cave Side East. Crim going to do what he can, but his teammates are there to back him up, and it looks like Atlanta will at least be able to get towards Broken Side. They're going to need a break. We've talked about them being a break team all year. This is where it has to come into play.
Here they go. Here they go. And they get the break in. It's Illy, prone, trying to hold the push towards yellow side. Gotzi flanking it around through Spiral, trying to find Major Maniac. Trying to find him. Able to find him and will shut him down. I thought he had a freebie on a second, but not able to close out at a BZ as the BZ hits the snap and takes down 2. Now over the 200-point mark is Empire. The lead right back up to 70 as Soccer Field has done great. Celium able to get a triple there, but who's in the point still? It is Empire. So that, the ability to claw back into it from FaZe basically disappears. Celium's 3-piece answered almost instantly from 3 from Shotzzy. And this is what happens when you have 10 of the best players in the world on one map.
And I was a little confused right there from Dallas as to why they all pushed through for Soccer Field with 10 seconds left, but you saw what they did on first rotation. They're going for it again. They do not want to give Atlanta FaZe the opportunity to combine Caveside West and that Cliff Path Hill, the last hill on our rotation. So they're fighting for spawns. They're going to give up a lot of time here, a ton of time. But you see where the big fight is. It's on the opposite side of the map. You do not see this often.
Yeah, because there was 4 of them trying to kill Celia. They were all trying to find him in the east side of the cave. But our game field feature player and Simp will drop. They'll get back into it right near the hard points. They look to tally on the final 20 or so seconds. But yeah, that was insane to see how much focus Empire put into killing
look
Celia.
at it now. Look at the setup. Can we? Oh well, we're on with Simp right now, but I imagine Shotzzy switched his class over to the Graw again. He's gonna get set up all the way towards that back building, and they are just gambling that they will not get broken on this hill because you have allowed FaZe to get back into it. It is now a 30-point game. Can they win it here?
Oh yeah, as soon as I looked at 4 arrows looking for Celia, I was like,
what's going on?
They don't care about Caveside West at all. They just want to make sure they have this side of the map, and they will. They're in great position to close out this game. Just 20 points needed. Can they do it here? Shotzzy, there's the Graw, lines up 3 from the top window. No recoil, laser beam, and he is hitting it. As Shotzzy is the one making the plays, and this might be the game. No one there to contest from FaZe. Map 1, almost to Empire, but they get them out of the point behind shots from Simp. That might stretch it out here for a moment, but it's 5 in a row for Shotzzy. And as he now transitions over to the hard point, can his teammates pick up the cuts? They can. But it's not quite done yet. They still need 1 more point, Joe. Still 1 more point.
Yeah, it's like the worst timing as a caster, right? You think the map's over? Not quite yet. We're at 249. Atlanta FaZe, they're going to get it back over to this first hard point. I mean, they can win it here, but it's going to be difficult. They have to play perfect. They get more dead.
Oh,
you got a lot of pressure through the middle hill, and I mean, Dallas, they're just flooding on through. They're trying to flood through. It could happen, Clint.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. There's a chance here for FaZe to do this. If they can continue to hold it. He's got 5 in a row. It's a beast. He's now going big. Major Maniac falls, but it's a multi-kill for a BC. They can technically still win it here. Back into the point go FaZe. It's contested for a second. That contest was enough. That contest was enough. That one little moment there, enough to make sure FaZe can't close it out. But now they somehow have to focus on making sure Empire can't get a single second in the point. And also rotating, but Krim goes huge, gets into the point and closes it out. But I got scary for a second there. I think Empire fans were getting a little bit nervous.
I'm getting a little bit nervous, but I mean, it's just so interesting to see the way Dallas played this. Only their second Azir Cave hardpoint win on the year, and it's the biggest one of the year. As Krim drops 38 kills, the veteran, the GOAT, the most championships in Call of Duty history. He's going for another ring.
Unbelievable stuff. Dude, I thought they might do it. I thought FaZe might do it. That was insanity.
If it's another hill, maybe. If it's another hill, maybe. But that first hill is tough to play that perfect time and time again.
To map 2, search and destroy we go. Shotzzy, your regular season MVP, to his POV to start it off as he is right in the green, and the aggression is here from both sides. It's Hook, the nuke, able to drop 2 and make the play. FaZe put on the back foot again to start this round.
Yeah, we know that a lot of this map is really early around aggression over towards vent room, over towards bathroom, but now you have a 2 versus 3. Major Maniac and Simp gonna force a 2 versus 2, but who is it? It's Krim and Clay. The vets, they win their one-on-ones. They close out round number 1, and this is a great map for both of these teams. Even 11-5 for Dallas, 10-2 for Atlanta FaZe, 2-0 versus the Empire as well on the year.
Well, with Krim coming off that map 1, we thought the bigger threats were going to be Shotzzy and some of the own players, but Mr. First Blood himself, he actually gets 2, but then Hook answers right back. It's a circus towards the B bomb site, but advantage will be to FaZe for now. But bomb down, well, right in the kind of the middle of the triangle of players you have from FaZe. The next kills are going to be crucial, and it's Priest that wins a big one. Now Krim going to be last alive, able to take one gunfight. Can he finesse away with his life? Looks like he can get away from now. Can Krim pull off the 1v3 to get to a perfect 5-0 start? They're going to hear him stomping above. They get dead silence out for the FaZe players. Crim wins another gunfight. The headshot in, and he's able to get away again. Can't get around the corner. Tries the finesse and gets Hunt down. But man, it was a close one for Crim.
Yeah, I think it was just I think it was Major Maniac, right, that weakens him up just a little bit. That's all Priesta needed. That's all he needed to finish that kill. Crim almost gets to those boxes, but great plays out of him. But what, it starts with a Beezy, then Hook follows it up, and yeah, I mean, both of these teams fighting for that B control, and it's going to be a fun one to watch.
It is fun. Yeah, I was responding to some people. I was getting asked a lot of questions while streaming or whatever about, like the Optic and Huntsman match and FaZe Huntsman. And dude, it's just fun. It's easy as a commentator. When the matches are wild, it is a blast. And we've got just everything's going to be ludicrous for the rest of the weekend. But it's another first blood from Abizi. That'll be 3 straight first bloods for FaZe. As Priesta will now back it up for now. Bomb working to get planted. Hook will get that down and try to get out with his life. And it looks like he's able... Nope, not going to get out. Celium's got the angle. Celium gets the kill. Celium resets his dead silence as well. But they've still got to retake this with 3 Empire players remaining.
Really watching this cross. Now just trying to play his life. Illy inside. Takes down Priesta with the wall bang. That last bullet. 20 seconds. In this 2 versus 2. 7.5 to defuse. Celium and Simp. It looks like Simp's a little bit worried towards middle of water. He's trying to find an angle. Simp is going to take one down. Can he spot the last one? Is there enough time? I don't think so. Illy is going to clutch the round. And man, what a play by Illy inside of vent.
And think about it. Like, it was the turn on there to hit the shots, but then also, I mean, the reason he's able to get a couple shots to get the kills because he also hits the Simtex. Like, that little teardrop over the top does a little bit of damage, just enough for him to finish the kill with the M4. But yes, some individual brilliance out of Illy. And just think about it. I mean, we talk so much about First Bloods, and yeah, usually they are one of the single biggest stat lines for Search, but it's now 3 First Bloods for FaZe. They've only got 1 round win.
Those are a little bit different, right? Because these are such fast rounds.
Just instant trades.
They're instant trades. So, yes, I agree. I thought the big kill right there was Sell on the Hoot to make it a 4 versus 3. That is like another First Blood in itself to give them that man advantage. They have to be able to clutch that one out. But Illy's the playmaker. He does it again. It looks like Hook. I don't know exactly what he's looking for. Maybe a name pops up through that window. We'll have to see maybe what he sees, because we talk about saving stuff for champs, and it looks like he's doing it. But the nades come in. Simp, he's going to find a kill. That should open up the site, but it's Shotzi and Clay. We're going to make this a 3v3. We just talked about having numbers, and they throw them away again.
This is going to be another frustrating round. Now the dead silence push comes in from Shotzi. That'll get reset. Abizi will drop. Empire now with numbers. And bomb down for FaZe right on top of the B site. Major Maniac trying to work all the way around, but there's just not a lot of time. He's got to go. 20 seconds now remaining. As he's trying to get in position. Water to mid-cut. Celium looking for some kind of opening, but at some point you got to try to make a play. They know they got to go. Major Maniac going to drop. Cell gets a kill, but simply running out of time. The peak should come in from Hook. He's able to win that fight, but look at where Shotzi is across the map. Dips all the way back into Depot. Stays alive. Knows the bomb can't get down. Another round to Empire. Another First Blood for FaZe.
Pop's dead silence, but you know that's 2 rounds now. You have that man advantage to be able to close them out, as we'll see what changes then FaZe is going to make on defense. It looks like they're still going to play aggressive. Major Maniac going to be on this rock.
It's really passive this time from Empire, but there's another First Blood for FaZe. All 5 to FaZe. Sim trying to push over with Deddy, but Krim holding the back minecart is ready and waiting, and that looks like that's what the setup was for Empire, trying to bait out some aggression, get a free pick, but unfortunately for them, Clay drops early in the round, and now it makes this play style all the more difficult. FaZe just have to try and lock him in, and it looks like they're doing that here. Major Maniac able to take down another. Krim will fall as well. 5v2 to FaZe.
And I actually think that Krim's nades right there, I think Hook probably thinks that player, Major Maniac, is still on the rock, where when he makes his way all the way up towards Turbine, they don't think he's in that spot, so he ends up getting caught. So that's a nice reposition out of Major Maniac. Now you have this 4 versus 2, and it's going to be difficult to clutch, but Shotzzy and Illy so capable at any moment. Shotzi's going to try to get this bomb down. BZ's going to check it here in a second. He will, but Shotzzy plays his life. Shotzzy almost makes that something. But now it's Illy with the snipe, and this is a tough task here.
Well, now that explains a little bit of the slow build in the beginning behind the sniper of Illy, maybe looking to him to hit a pick, not able to do it. But yeah, that was almost disgusting out of Shotzzy.
Yeah, and they're just trying to show them a different look, right? You know, Atlanta FaZe is probably thinking maybe they'll throw something else at us. So they try to slow things down, maybe catch FaZe getting aggressive. Doesn't happen. Now, mostly Atlanta might go towards this A site. Celium, another first blood. That's all 6, right?
Yep,
that's all six. You have 3 for Cell, 3 for Abizi. Sim trying to make his way through. He gets great timing. Crim, though. Crim's going to be behind him.
Oh,
Crim's see how this plays out.
Crim's the one that can slow this down.
Simtho's going to flank him. But thankfully, it's not too much damage.
4v2 now for FaZe. BZ take some shots, be able to back down. You've got one Empire player inside a vent room. The other in Illy trying to wrap back. Shotzzy does get 1 kill before he drops, but now 1 versus 3 for Illy. Pulls him off bomb, but too many players to deal with. We're all tied up at 3-3.
They got a fast first blood. They're probably going to try to execute right away, maybe behind a couple of smokes, but that doesn't happen. They quickly decide to go to B.
And it pays off. Can Empire get a first blood? That's the question I have. Can they do it? Can they? No, they can't. Priest will get it. Now 7 first bloods for FaZe. Trying to get to the side of shots to a Major Maniac there to get the kill. Massive numbers advantage over to FaZe yet again as Temp is lurking inside of vents. Thought he might pop and drop onto somebody, and there's the pop, there's the drop. Prim will drop. Ooh. So does the rest of Empire, as it is a quick and clean round. And now it's starting to feel a bit like these first bloods are adding up.
Whether it was Illy, whether it was Shotzzy, they were finding multiple kills without trades. And you know, Atlanta FaZe, they're working on those mistakes.
It's really aggressive from Empire. They just want to go. There's the first blood. Illy able to take him down, get right into green behind the smoke, and the aggression. So far, so good. As Illy able to step, but look at number 4, Prisa. Yeah. Prisa's got all the way behind.
You just wait. You have to wait for him. If there's a way, if we could switch to his point of view, see how close maybe he is to dead silence. That would be fantastic, because that might be what they're waiting on, is just what Priesta can find. Celium, that's a big individual kill. Forces the 4 versus 4. So he's not even halfway. So he's got to play this patiently. He can't sprint around, go looking for information, but he's not going to find much. Look at all of the Dallas Empire arrows. They are just all around green, all around vent room.
It just comes down to this timing with Clay. It all comes down to this timing with Clay. Illy's going to be a caught. Clay should have the trade, or whoever comes out of bathroom should. That's going to be a Hook that's able to pick it up now. 3 versus 3 with 30 seconds to go. Gets planted now. A flurry of kills back and forth. It's going to be a 2v2. Make it a 2v1. All on Celium now. Clutch up. Able to snap onto the first. Celium stays up. Just trying to finesse behind. Going to pop dead silence as well. Can Celium pull off the 1 versus 2? Just trying to spot him. There's the spot. Here comes Shotzzy. He's pushing it out. He hits the shots. The clutch is in. As Shotzzy wins the 1 versus 1. And time for the defuse to bring it to 4-4. What a 1v1 it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously great shots. He's able to kill the player who gets the bomb down, but who is it again? It's Hook. It's Hook inside of crates. You had the man advantage if you're FaZe. Hook is able to take down 2. Hook forces the 2 versus 2 for his teammates. They come on top. A 1 versus 1 that was between 2 MVP candidates, and our regular season MVP comes out on top.
Gets a little damage. He's like, I'm going. Pops dead silence and able to hit the shots before Celium can finesse away. Just every time he peeked, taking damage. They're ready for it. They're ready for it, but it's not easy to get the shots through the smokes, but it is another first blood for FaZe, and 2 will drop. 5 versus 3. But who can make the difference again? It might be Hook. Unfortunately for him, though, his entire squad has died.
Yeah, now he's just surrounded. Poor Hook, man. He's just like, I can't really do much here, guys. And he's going to get taken down. And that defense, so that's a lot what we saw from Optic Gaming last week. What do? They go a very quick off the start. They defend, and that just means they have a lot of trust in their B retakes. It's all it is. They will take a 5 versus 5 retake. They'll play around their nades, their tacticals, and, well, Dallas runs right into that trap.
The trap gets it done. Now 1 round away from tying this series up at 1-1 is FaZe. Or will we get to another riveting round 11? We've had so many over the course of the playoffs.
Again, dude. Rista on the flank. Goes through a smoke. Has Dead Silence popped. Another first blood. Clay is going to wrap back. Can Priest stay alive? No. So Clay was working the flank. And it's Clay and Crim. We're going to make this a 3v3.
Can't quite finish it. Celium needed probably one more bullet. Now he's getting tagged up from Illy, but able to get away with his life. Pushing aggressively is Abizi. He's just flooding on forward. Abizi is able to take down one. Celium connects as well. It's all going to be on Clay. 1 versus 3. There's the first gunfight win, but the Dead Silence in from behind is enough. And FaZe will power through. They will take it 6-4. They dominated in the first bloods. The aggression from Abizi was thrilling, and you'll see the final play here from him behind the Deddy. Clay, no chance in the round. But they'll tie it up 1-1. And, I mean, honestly, just looking at it, Celium 12-5. Priest right behind him at 11-6. So just 3 teams remain. We hope all the viewers coming in, if you're veterans, if you're new, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast and some crazy matches here for this CDL. Well, let's get right back into it. Loading into St. Petrograd for map 3.
And this is a very good one for Atlanta FaZe, 6-2 overall. On the other side for Dallas, I haven't seen him play this much. 2-3 on this map. Typically, you see him play a lot of Gunrunner, a lot of Hackney. So, Atlanta gets them on maybe one of their weaker dominations, but it's a little bit different, right, Clint? Because they've had a week to prepare for each other. You typically don't have that, in a Call of Duty tournament. So, you're going through the veto process. You probably know what you're gonna play. We'll see what Dallas have in store for us.
Empire were 1-6 in map 1. That didn't seem to matter a whole lot.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit different.
A flurry of kills from Empire to kick it off. 3 for FaZe will drop. That'll be CB control out the gate for Empire. Is Shotzi in this position will try to lock down top restaurant. You can put pressure on the spawn side of FaZe. You can take a look at the bomb side as well, but FaZe have gotten here now. Restaurant control will go over to them. They look to get out, maybe get a neutral onto B, touch it for a second, but then you see the rest of the kills go over to Empire, who able to take down 2.
Obviously, I'm talking about this a lot because we cast over them a bunch last week, but that start reminded me very much of Optic Gaming. And I thought Optic Gaming last week on this map played one of the better styles we've seen all year. Just that very fast B cap. You have another player sort of play low like we just saw, and they're just going to keep rotating and forcing Atlanta FaZe basically to try and make a play inside of this restaurant, and we'll see if they can. Is Priest and Abizi going to find those kills? Simp with a 3rd, Celium with a 4th. That's what they needed to do. 4 going to go down, and Simp, he is snuck all the way through towards C.
This could be the big moment for FaZe. Let's go right into an Astro listening with Atlanta FaZe.
One shot on B.
Got some water.
You come B, one shot.
Back has on me. Blue core dead.
You come B,
Clay's and has somewhere on me. I got him. Nice.
Nice. Good shit. Let's go. One guy. Court right now. He's going deep. Chris. Top one flank me from bar. From bar going. Blue court. Getting out of here. He's gonna go kitchen. Hold this kill. Blue court Illy. Illy's gonna be in our kitchen or something, guys.
Fine, A. Tablet.
Yeah, he might be A.
Then one's water street down.
I'm needed C.
Dead, I get to water. You guys got water street? I kill him water.
Listen, someone hold A. Back tree.
I'll play it.
He's laying down.
Back tree dead.
Nice.
I'm pushing up. Playing A.
Give me another shot. I'll tell you where I spawned to. I have to go kitchen.
I'm holding your tunnel. Top has me water street. No,
I'm in the back still.
I don't see him has.
One's on me blue. Back right. Back right. Back blue. Back right. Dead.
Nice, I have your help.
Prim done.
Has.
Keep pulling this too. Everyone else.
Yeah, has a yeah, try to get top window.
Yeah, I'm trying to get top kitchen. You guys gotta hold it. They're stacking.
Help him. Enemy line.
One on B.
I'm B.
Nice. Shotty or blue. Backtrack. The track.
Mid. He's
up. Hop that. Nice. Keep holding this. Press water.
I'm holding track. Track first track.
Into your mid tracks.
Pass on one shot.
I came up bar.
Joe, what do you see? What'd you like?
I mean, you saw Sim staying alive right towards back C. I like their comms. They were playing a lot around the kills, though, right? Just trying to get that C flip. Doesn't happen. And now, look, 5 go down. It's a couple of big plays out of Dallas in the listen to keep them in the game. It's another big play out of Dallas right as we get out of it. Now with a 2-cap and the neutral, this lead is going to grow quick.
Yeah, it's like the listen and stopping cursed them or something. Everything fell apart. 5 go down. Now they're trying to get 1 point back, and they're not able to do it because Hook is still here, just like Simp was doing on the other side of the map, just keeping pressure on the home cap. Now Hook is doing from that position as well. They're finally able to win it. Krisa, though, on the other side will drop as he tried to push up towards C, but it's what? A 22-point game with a minute 20 left. You'd really like to get some type of 2-cap control if you're FaZe to close out this final minute. Otherwise, this could end up being a very big Empire lead despite that stretch over the listening. And that's what you needed right there.
Yeah, you needed that, right? A BZ and Simp, they go big with those MP5s, putting pressure on it. They're going to stack B, as you said, and they control this last minute. In this 25-point lead down, you have Hook, who's trying to work towards that low side crates. It looks like he was able to win a 1v1 versus Major Maniac. That should be 3 dead. And just how about it feels like Dallas, they're finding these moments where it looks like FaZe has all of the control and they're just getting out of it. And now they're going right back for B.
They're able to get the secure quickly. Krim with a nice read up to the top window. It's Priesta through on the flank, though, that'll try to slow this down. But that's big from Empire because if FaZe hold that entire minute, what, they end up down like 12, which is just, what, a minute of a 2-cap, like very reasonable. But with Empire taking that over, that lead's going to build and build. It's going to put a whole lot more pressure onto FaZe. And they'll get that final cap, or maybe these last 2 ticks unless the neutral comes through. And who is he not able to get it? I thought they had it. Finally, someone gets it. It'll just be a 1-point difference, but a little bit of madness there towards the B point at the tail end of it. Lead ends up being 21. So you're looking at FaZe needing, we're just talking about like a 2-cap control versus a 1-cap. Right around 2 minutes that they'd have to do that, and it's a tall task for sure. But a map like Petro, you'll see the occasional 3-cap, you'll see a lot of 2 and a neutral, so that lead can disappear quickly.
Yeah, and there was a few moments there. Like I think you're a little frustrated if you're FaZe because they had a lot of mid-map control. They had C control. They weren't able to flip it and get it fully on their side. But man, Dallas, they go big when they needed it. Gives them this 21-point lead. Looks like a BZ gonna hop on this, and they play this a little bit differently. We saw Dallas just go for it, just hop on the flag. 3 of them right behind the smoke. Atlanta FaZe, they're sort of slowly playing for map control.
Oh, behind a BC's big gunfight win and Simp getting 2, they might be able to do just that. So basically the opposite of what we saw the first time through. The FaZe is going to have the 2-cap control. They'll look to secure this as long as they can. We heard the comms from FaZe. It's Empire's turn. Let's go to an Astro Listen-In with Dallas Empire.
I'm chilling.
Just somewhere from pool.
So we're spawning water though. I'm gonna smoke water.
Yeah.
We can work up water.
In diner weak, lane behind the bar, sell. Lane behind the bar. And 1 push out ticket, left side.
Yo, line.
You saw him in there. Another one in cell, bottom diner.
I got through
Push
water.
you, push you,
Just
push you.
Yeah, I'm going.
P1.
He's top downer.
We're spawning in P1, guys.
Yeah, put up P1
Go,
enter.
top thunder,
I'm
major.
being annoying C.
Yeah, cut him off.
I'm here, C with you.
Got 1.
Nice, good job.
Yeah,
There's one guy back C.
Nice,
There's
good
one guy
shit.
back
One
C.
guy back C.
You
Top diner.
have
Get
Top
top downer.
diner.
Alright, I'm
Yeah,
just trying to play top
I
downer.
just saw him.
Trying to play top downer.
Just one. Somebody.
Wait,
Wait. Jump back. Little back.
Cap it.
Yo, top downer.
Watch your
They keep
yellow
up
dump.
Alright, they're gonna get it.
Alright,
We're
alright.
good. We have C.
You're gonna get
Getting
it.
yellow quick.
Alright, we know.
Yo, wait, Ice Monday?
Did?
Yeah, top down on you.
No, he sound on me, bro.
Go for B. One out, P1 door, P1 tunnel. One is tunnel.
Top thunder me.
Tunnel.
One is tunnel, yes.
What,
He's in
you see one
tunnel.
line?
He's in
That
tunnel, mid-tracks, Simp.
Where do you go?
L1 dead.
Dead trees weak.
Trees,
Middle
trees.
tree.
I need a trees.
Good
Grab it.
Three down,
Top left diner window, I'll kill him.
Yo,
You got
L1.
I'm one shot.
I'm getting a trophy. I'm getting a trophy.
They keep up
Bring
you.
the trophy.
No,
kill me.
Oh, he died.
I'll get it.
Don't all die.
Don't all die.
No,
Don't
he's
all
one
die.
shot.
Still it.
On it, one shot. Close.
I'll tell you.
Come back
Line.
in.
Yeah,
I
line
got
is
stunned.
Kill me. There's
One
one
guy's
B, one
gonna be
water.
I'm back
Yeah, one
square.
take yellow and B or something.
Trying to get top yellow.
Back square, guys.
Good,
kills.
I'm trying to hit out P1.
I'm holding yellow.
Mid-tracks dead.
Yo, top
Nice,
yellow.
let's go.
Two.
Nice.
One more top diner weak.
Top
Go
diner.
Simp is top diner weak.
I'm looking top
Okay,
downer.
there's probably another one water.
Top right downer.
Yo,
Wait,
hey,
One more
gate,
front gate.
Gate major weak. Gate
Okay, yo,
major weak.
someone take the rope P1. Someone take the rope P1.
No, one shot.
Yeah, we gotta take
I
it.
want
So one
still
touch,
left.
one line,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
P1.
major skate.
Alright,
Yeah,
hold C.
can't
Hold
do
C.
Well, the lead has evaporated, Joe. As much as 21, now down to a 2-point advantage as FaZe still have a B control, but Spawn's now kind of all over the place. FaZe back over towards C. One player there, and Clay trying to lock that down. Empire also trying to secure A at the same time while pushing out B, as it's insane all over the map.
Yeah, and you heard that listening. They got the C cap, and I think it was like, okay, we know what we need to do now. And they all have B. And I think it was Celium who got 3. Major Maniac picked up the 4th. And that was an opportunity, that they had to really maybe close out the game. They would have had CB control, but they all get taken down. You heard Clay like multiple times, don't all die, don't all die. They did. And what happens from that? Atlanta FaZe, they get C back, and now everything slows down a little bit. You see the lead now up to 5 points.
I looked at Celium's kills after he got that last triple, and he had 16. I was like, I swear he's had 3 triple kills.
Multiple times around this B flag.
Yeah, it felt like he had way more just based on some of the multi kills. But there, a BZ able to lock down 2 on water side of the map. 11-point advantage for FaZe. Celium inside the top window, looking to pick up the kills, but his teammate able to take it down. That 10-point advantage still, absolutely, you can overcome that if you're Empire, but it's getting close to that point. You're going to need 2 in a neutral, and pinning them in is FaZe. Major Maniac, great job holding down that train side of the map. You've got 2 players still locked over, holding down B as well. Look how deep the spawn is for Empire due to Priesta's pressure up the train side of the map. He is just locking it down over there, keeping it so they can't get anywhere near the point. You have the 2 cap if you're Empire, but you're gonna need a neutral and maybe a 3 cap as well. Can they hop onto it? This is the big gunfight, but BZ's able to take him down.
Yeah, it's just that lead, right? You can play around the neutrals if you're Atlanta FaZe. They know that. Like 14 points with about a minute left. One player trying to hang on a seat. You have what? A BZ on that side of the map just trying to be annoying. On the opposite side, Atlanta FaZe, they're going to lock down A. And behind Simp, 26 and 16. It looks like they're going to win this map. But it was so back and forth. There were a couple of key moments for both sides. But Atlanta FaZe, they clutch up in the second round.
Yeah, it feels like 2 kind of stick out. Like right after we came out of the FaZe listen in the first half, when Empire went clutch to get 5 down and take control, and then when FaZe were able to do kind of the same thing. I think it was 4 down, but they get the 4 down, they get complete and utter map control, and they close it out from there. They'll take the 8-point victory. They'll go up 2-1 in the series, but this has been a tight one, Joe. What, a 20-point hard point, a round 10 in search to destroy, an 8-point domination. It's what you would expect with 2 top teams battling it out with this much money on the line.
Well, I mean, last time these 2 teams faced off was Toronto, right? The last home series. It was a 3-0 for FaZe, but it was a 30-point hard point. It was a round 11. It was a 5-point domination. All 3 of those game modes were on Gunrunner, but, they know what to expect versus each other. You have the talent. It comes down when we talk about the best teams in the world. A few moments. That's what you just saw on map 3. Atlanta FaZe now up 2-1. And this is big for Dallas to get to game 4 and game 5, because this is where they have winning records versus Atlanta FaZe. Hardpoint Gunrunner, they are 3-1, 13-10 overall. And then if we do go to a map 5, which is Ramaza, it's only 1-0, but hey, you have that map win. You have some confidence under your belt. But, some of the times when we talked about the early struggles and those game 1 struggles for Atlanta FaZe, this was that map. This was the map. But the last time these 2 teams faced off, Atlanta FaZe was able to win it. That was at the Toronto home series. But as I said, it was like a 20 or 30-point map. It was very close. And both of these teams, one of their better hardpoint maps overall.
Yeah, well, now you think even more with what you just said, with this starting to look better for Empire later in the series. That map 1 victory, get their 2nd win on a CRK was huge. Helped guarantee they could get deeper into a series. But let's get right into it. Clay Simtek's able to connect, but unfortunately he gets caught sprinting. And Priesta will put him to rest before he's almost instantly traded out. But they're just fighting for map control, trying to get into the point. Empire will try to make sure no one sneaks through the cracks from FaZe to flip these spawns.
Yeah, Clay locking things down. Getting some early time. Well, you had Illy pushed all the way up, but Priesta and Major Maniac with that double M4 setup. And, we talked about it last week a little bit, but Priesta, you have such a talented lineup where it was Celium on the, the flex position. Now, they were like, Priesta, you can run it. He's a lot more comfortable. He's been putting up some better stats. He's been a real... he can do it all. He's really improved ever since, switching to this second M4.
Yeah, it just really highlights the talent, the talent that you have on this FaZe roster as Priesta now on 6 in a row. But there are a lot of players, maybe most players, at this caliber that can run a sub or an AR. But to do it as effectively and efficiently as everyone on FaZe seemingly can, it's pretty wild to have that type of composition.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you have Celium, you're like, you cool with this? Yeah, no problem. I can do whatever you need me to do, and that's, love that. But into the second hard point, set up at Depot is Dallas Empire. They have early control. The two going to go down, and Major Maniac won a big one towards the back. But it's Shotzzy, the MVP, inside, takes down 3. You just see the talent on both ends.
Well, it looked like
with Major Maniac making that play, you have the spawns.
It looked like Krim was going to get 2 easy ones, but Shotzzy just puts down everybody around the point. But now will the spawns be enough to get in? Looks like the kills are going to come through for Empire. No break in for FaZe. The final 20 seconds over to Empire. Minecart now for FaZe. They are set up nicely. There's still one player lurking in Celium. They'll finally be able to pick him off, but they'll build this out to approximately a 30-point advantage. They now try to rally across the map, and we'll see how much Simp can delay this, because he's really the one player on the other side. Not a whole lot of delay.
And now with this setup, right, this is one of the talking points we have with Atlanta FaZe in their hardpoint game. You have the early rotation. Can you hold it? Dallas, they're going to try and push from the warehouse side. Illy not able to win that opening gunfight. Now it's Hook's turn. Major Maniac on this minecart, trying to do what he can, putting bullets into multiple players. On the opposite end, it was Shotzzy trying to go on a big pinch, but Simp was ready for it.
Lead change looming as FaZe continue to hold inside of minecarts. Smoke is going to be out. It's going to create a bit of a messy situation. The hip fire going through, doing some damage, with Major Maniac there to get the kill. There's been a couple of team kills for FaZe through this hard point, but fortunately for them, they find the kills on the rest of the Empire roster to hold on. Now Empire get in with just under 15 seconds remaining, so they'll get the remainder of that time. They'll retain a small and marginal lead as we get ready to head into our next hard point over at Crates, and you've got kind of a 3-on-3 situation building on this side of the map.
Yeah, but it was Simp who had the positioning. They weren't ready for it over towards Turbine. His teammate's not in the hill. Shotzzy was able to take down Priesta, so that gives them some time to work up the map, maybe get some more nades on it. You see the kill feed all red right now, so they're going to earn this time. As we're on board with our Game Fuel feature player Simp on a 3 spree, finally gets taken down.
Yeah, but he was huge, though. Just kind of alleviating pressure from that side of the map, and you get some comfort time there for FaZe to now push open what would be their biggest lead of the game as that starts to grow. They'll look to lock down the rest of this time, but spawns looking good for Empire. As Simp fell, that side of the map opens up for Empire. And they can get set up nicely for Warehouse, but 4 are going to drop quickly coming off a spawn and near the point from Empire. They'll start to back it up now. But you get a ton of time in that hard point of your FaZe. Now can you get a break?
Almost 40 seconds. Yeah, it was, what, 78 to 70. So you get 39 points there. We'll see now.
That makes losing Warehouse not that big of a deal then.
No, not at all. And you know they love to break it. And they're going to try to. 3 go down for Dallas Empire. It's going to be Shotzzy. Placer to try to hold on. Simp gets in. Can he check the right corner? He can't, but does he buy enough time? Placer and Shotzzy, they take down all 4. They take down all 5. What a hold out of that duo.
They're able to shut it down. Massive moment for Empire. As it looked like there was a threat for FaZe to get on through, but it's not going to happen. Clay and Shotzzy get it done. Can they do it again? Half the point already gone. And another lead change coming in is Clay now on 5 in a row. We'll swap over to his POV. He's only got 24 bullets remaining in his M4. Backing it up, looking to get set up for our second set of rotations. And we'll see if anyone can sneak through for Empire and maybe get a flip on these spawns. It's going to be a big gunfight for Illy. Illy's able to win it. He's going to try and push through. Can Celium get him on the cross? Celium not able to hit the shot, so Illy's going to be a threat from this position.
And they're going to have to focus on him. And what does that do? That opens up the hill. That opens up the hill for Dallas. They can start to earn some time, but there's one player left near the hill towards green. That's Priesta. Finally, they shut him down. And that's all Illy's doing. He is just a thorn in the side of Atlanta FaZe right now. Just staying alive, finessing around on a 3 spree. Can't get the 4th. They're earning a lot of time now, around a 30-point lead, and Shotzzy may have snuck through, but it looks like he was spotted.
Yeah, it's like by the time you pick up one, another one gets through. But yes, a nice pickup and read. So, I mean, I think that's great plays out of Empire. Good job by FaZe in at least picking it up and making sure they still hold on to the spawns. Just everyone trying to make the play to give that little bit of edge to their team with how close these first 3 maps have been. But it is just, this match has been just insane as far as the back and forth and how many lead changes we have had. A bit of a seesaw, but it'll be FaZe into the point first. And you've still got what? Pushed up outside the bathrooms with Major Maniac. He's going to get caught, but on the other side, it'll be a BZ for the minecart side of the map. And they've got to worry about his ability to maybe flank this push coming in, but he's still dealing with his own one-on-one, and he's going to lose that to Shotzi. So the focus will go to our game fuel feature players. It's Simp finessing inside of the point, trying to stay up, but the flood is here from Empire.
And as you said, like you had a lot of map control if you're Atlanta FaZe with a BZ outside, but Dallas, they just ignore him. They just ignore him, but now a BZ off spawn, trying to get back in. Another break here at Depot. This Illy, Clay, and Krim all gonna find kills. The last 20 seconds should go the way of Dallas.
And they're getting closer and closer to getting us to our map 5. What a break it was for Empire. Talked about it a lot in the map 1. They were able to break time and time again, and they do it again there. FaZe, though, obviously still in striking distance, and this was one of their better hard points throughout the first set of rotations. They locked it down nicely here at Minecart, survived a couple of team kills, but were able to stay up. Major Maniac was massive through that great bit of cover there at the minecart, and he'll get right back into position here to work with Simp. 3 kills go to FaZe.
Yeah, and sometimes on this hill, it's just a matter of, well, I guess any hill. Are your field upgrades up? Do you have the trophies down? Can you try to dodge some nades? Because that's what Dallas is doing. They're coming off spawn. They're smoking out the cuts. They're trying to get those Semtexes on you to make you weak. So it's a little bit easier for the gunfights, and I think they have. Every single time we've been here, it's been all Atlanta FaZe. Nice teamwork, a nice setup, shutting down the Empire.
It's the Game Fuel marquee matchup, and here's our Game Fuel featured player. It's Simp doing what he can, trying to finesse his life and trying to rack up that time, but as the utility comes in, so does Empire as they push through, and they'll get the tail end of the hard point, but they'll be up, around 25 points once it's all said and done. And then this is a hard point where FaZe did well again. They get approximately 40 points on this last time through, but it's Empire that's been kind of breaking or locking down some of the big money hills outside of Minecart. And Simp actually did take down a second before he fell to Shotzi. What kind of job can FaZe do? Because this time you don't have Simp pushed all the way out towards Turbine, so the parallel spawn, the flood's going to be here faster from Empire, and Krim goes all the way around. Multiple players lining up for him. Can't stay up, though.
I don't know who that player was. Celium somehow got the rock, so yeah, he was able to play his life for some time. Takes down Krim because he was focused on him. But yeah, the map control is the big difference here. You're finally up towards crates. You're finally up towards bathrooms if you are Dallas Empire. Behind those 4 kills, Atlanta, they should have another lead change coming in. They should find these final 15 seconds.
Yeah, it feels like our 40th lead change for this game. It's been so back and forth. 191, 191. Line with a couple seconds to go, and now Empire, they are set up. The pressure on FaZe to get the break. Technically, can you close it out here? Yes, but you're gonna have to be perfect. And who's that lurking towards mid? It was Krim, but he's gonna get caught as I think he tried to flank Priesta. Now you've got a 5-on-4. You've got to go. Spawning out is Krim. He's trying to track back into the action as quick as he can, but it's Simp trying to take down everybody. A BZ now in the mix as well. Behind multiple players at the mid boxes. Krim finally rallies back into the play, but he's going to get cut down instantly. But it's still Empire in the hard point. Feels like most of the kills go the way to FaZe. The close spawn is there, but now that's going to be 5 down. There's 1 player left inside. It's going to be Clay. Clay doing everything he can to stay up and contest for as long as possible before the rest of the players get here. But with 20 seconds remaining, the focus will be on the next point, and it'll be just about a tie game again.
Yeah, but I mean, first of all, props to Empire for staying alive as long as they did, because the early kills did go the way to FaZe. I thought Atlanta was gonna take the lead, but you do have a BZ trying to lure through for Depot, and it's gonna be another nail-biting finish in this game 4. Who is gonna clutch on up? A BZ trying to do what he can. Well, we saw Illy in this position last time around. He's trying to stay up. Naturally, does get spawned there. So yeah, Major Maniac and Simp are gonna spawn there, but they have to focus on the hill. Shotzi is here. He's got Clayster and Hook watching over him. They only need 15 more seconds to get us to a map 5.
You did the first step of your phase. You got the spawns, but now you've got to break. Now you lost them. Okay, well, you did step 1, and now step 1 is gone. 11 points needed for Empire back into the point go phase. As Empire going to put all focus into next, but Celium is already here. 5 kills through on the kill feed for FaZe, but everybody from Empire spawning safe at the next point. Going to pop in 15 seconds. We'll be looking at nearly an exact tie game again if FaZe get the remainder of this time. Major Maniac really the lone person in an aggressive position. He's at least able to take down Clayster, but now look at the rest of the FaZe members spawning out. 239, 239. The point's going to pop.
It's gonna be one push. It's gonna be one push. You have Celium at the front door. He's able to win a big one. He takes down Crim. That's gonna open up the contest. Look, Shotzi's gonna have to rotate on over. 2 more seconds for Dallas. 2 more seconds for Dallas. The contest is here. Alien Hook go big. That's gonna be 4 dead in Dallas. Empire, they get us to a map number 5.
What an insane map it was. 239 going into the final point, and Empire, they hold on.
Doesn't matter at this point. They've prepped for it. Had a week to prepare. They know what they're looking for. Just comes down to who can come out on top.
Well, one of the big things we talked about the map too was how lopsided the first bloods were, right? For FaZe, they were just dominating. Celium and Abizi had like accounted for the first 6. Empire struggled in that regard. Can they improve it here? One more map to decide who moves on and who plays Huntsman for a chance to get into the final. Here we go. Empire will get bomb in hand first. We'll see what the split looks like. It is a fast hit towards the B site.
Well, Hook, I think he jumps out just before that smoke comes out, but he does get a kill. A nice nade from Hook to at least, you know what? Yeah, the first blood is there, but that's what I was saying, right? We talked about it in map number 2. Those first bloods, there's a couple where it's like, yeah, they got him, but there's a trade right after. So it's into a 4 versus 4. And everything just sort of slows down for a little bit right now. Looks like Shotzi's going to want to rotate towards this A site. You have Clayster up towards top rugs. Major Maniac's going to be the lone guy for Atlanta FaZe to try and lock this down. I don't know if Priesta is top platform. Well, they find him. Illy takes him out.
He's a big first kill taken out of Beezy. He's been the playmaker. I think I saw a tweet from JCap where he said Beezy's the best player in the game right now. They want to get him off the map as quickly as they can. 3 versus 2 now for Empire with just under 30 to go. Trying to work this plant. A site wide open. Celium and Simp. 2 of your finalists for the regular season MVP will try to somehow break in and get this done as Empire stack up all around construction.
Not going to have dead silence. Celium's just going to have to try to force his way through. They both have M4s. Going to have to take duels. Dallas, our fundamental team, they're going to play around their numbers. Shotzi, he's got dead silence. Shotzi goes for the knife, but his teammate is right there. That's what you expect from there. It's a crossfire. Priest is watching it from top middle platform. They take him out first. You see Illy's just like, all right, I'm going to play my life now. The next player up is Major Maniac. It's tough to win a 2 versus 3 and retake that A site.
Empire strike first. Now can FaZe strike back. Zabizi's able to get across bridge. The hit building towards A.
Illy's like in a great position. And what is that out of Clay? What is that? Some Cam's prep.
Okay, the wall bank goes through. Celium will drop. First 2-3 to Empire, but they do answer back. Hook is going to fall. Who's that still lurking around the site? Still going to be Clay all the way top. But they bring it back into a 3 versus 3. You had a 5v3 advantage for Empire, but only for a moment. Abizi going to get caught. Priesta going to get caught. All now on to Major Maniac in a 1 versus 3. Bomb down in a very precarious position. With just around 30 seconds to go. No dead silence to use. How in the world do you make this work, Joe?
They know his position too, right? So you have, Clay just taking his time. There we go. All the M4s are set up for it. Clay does a great job inside construction, playing his life. Yeah, I mean, Illy was caught out because he was in a position where he's going to get a kill, probably instantly get traded. So, it does come down to that 3v3.
But Empire Take firm control over the opening of this search and destroy. It's a B hit to start. This time they're going to favor towards the A side of the map as Crim lurks back towards the site. Ready and waiting as Priesta nearly takes 2 down, but only 1 going to fall. That is your bomb carrier in Shasi. Major Maniac, who has had some legendary moments inside of construction, will be there. Abizi's wrapped over, and now Empire trying to decide, do we want to wrap this back? And that looks to be the play. You see the bomb carrier and Illy now starting to move over towards B. And FaZe are in a tough spot. I mean, they're in kind of a 2-2 split. Almost like a 2-1-1 with Simp watching mid-map. That anywhere Empire hit, if they hit together, the advantage is going to be massive, and Simp's going to get caught. Clay's got the angle from top rugs. Now they've got a 3-on-1 towards B. Celium's the only one there.
It almost feels like the way Dallas is playing this, you see Crim and Clay, like the angles they're taking, they're just trying to catch them on rotation. They'll slowly work their way up. You have Hook. Is he gonna get this player? He has dead silence. He's gonna time it well. This is a great flank from him. Opening up the map, takes down Abizi. This should be a 3-round lead. Unless there are some heroics from Celium on the site.
It's all on Cell. Last alive gets the bomb planter, but gets dropped after its Empire. Pick them apart, and you got to admire the patience there. You know, they could have made it, what, a fast rotation, taken numbers and just a quick hit to B, but I think you called it perfectly. They try to catch rotators, and then what? Clay from top rugs gets a big pick onto Simp. The patience, massive and huge.
Yeah, that pick just can't happen if you are Simp, right? I mean, you'll take a 4 versus 4. You'll try to retake it, especially at the B side. I feel like we've seen a lot of retakes happen there. You had the players inside of A. But with him getting taken down, you sort of said it, right? It's a 1v3 at B. What is Cell supposed to do in that position? He's got to wait for his teammates, and they get cut down.
Well, BC has been so good in search.
And somebody locked the door. The door's locked.
Knock, knock.
Okay, now what was that?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm watching, but Abizi is going to get dropped. Instead of hammering on through, it's going to be a manual open of the door. Very polite-like, as he gets through and is greeted by Empire players instantly. That's a big win. Big win, and you need a round win massively right now if you're FaZe. They have a 3 versus 2. They cannot throw this away. They've spotted one of the 2 players as they get Crim's position. And it looks like they're going to wrap this out. Just have to try and not get caught. At the same time, Empire is going to be rotating across as well. Crim spots one for a moment. Clay should have eyes on a player as well from mid.
This is a little scary. He had to get this bomb down. And Clay's just creeping on up. And nobody's here to trade, by the way. So Priesta, he might have to fight this first. Okay, and he does. That could have been really bad for Atlanta FaZe, but they clutch it out.
It was like it's the Grizzly vets versus the youth in that one.
And I'm just trying to figure out if Dallas figured out a way to lock doors, because I don't know what was happening, but Abizi, that he just couldn't get through.
Update the lock and key, Joe. You just close the door. One operator on your team can have it.
I actually wouldn't doubt that.
No, not the case. But now, FaZe finally get around on the board. Empire trying to get through. Abizi's taking some damage. He's also able to take down one, trying to flood through for the second. Players dropping all over. Abizi, Celium, Sim, Priesta, all lighted up. They dominate in this round. Now, Illy will swap to his POV because he is going to be the last alive.
Oh,
and it's a big gunfight win, but I'm not exactly sure what magic he can muster. They'll end up dropping 3-2 to Empire. FaZe go back-to-back rounds to get right back into it.
Now 2 in a row for Atlanta FaZe. Can they tie this back on attack? In Abizi 1-5, this is, I mean, a lot of the times when he's that entry player, it comes down to a couple of key timings, but
you know what helps?
He had his way last week.
What helps with entry players? Being able to enter the doors, Joe.
Yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
The push will slow down for a moment. There's a massive stack here from Empire. You've got 4 players here. Priesta will get the first blood, but Illy will drop Abizi as his frustrations continue. Whoa. Illy goes for the finish, but Simp, the Guardian Angel, hits the sight over the top, and what a shot it is. What a shot it is.
Just, switching it up, pulling out the sniper, and he's right place, right time. Sometimes that's all it needs to be. Now it'll be Clay.
Illy thought he had a freebie.
Trying to defend it. Gets good timing. Again, you're in a position where if you're Priest, you're the only one here. And I'm wondering what those comms are. And now Clay has time to finesse. I don't know if I like this from Atlanta FaZe. It almost happened last offense, too.
4v3 falls apart. Now Simp last alive. 17 seconds to go. Bomb inside of A. Doesn't really have time to do anything. His position's given up. And Clay goes huge with the finesse. And the big gunfight went on to Priesta. But yeah, it just sort of feels like FaZe kind of threw away their 4v3 advantage.
One-on-ones and yeah, shuts the round down.
Empire inching closer to a finals appearance. 2 more rounds, and we'll stick with Clay because he is 7-2. Mr. Map 5 right now. This Major Maniac is able to hit on the nade. BZ picks up one as well. You've got big numbers advantage this time. Can you actually close out the round if you're FaZe? You can't throw away stupid deaths. Well, you can throw away stupid deaths. You can't have stupid deaths.
Yeah, as I said, they're just trying to find Crim. He was all by his lonesome. Illy's just going to go for the bomb plant. You do have Major Maniac still up top bridge. He's just sort of playing a position, waiting for his teammates to rotate over. Clay's going to have no idea that he's here. Illy, though, able to take down one. Again, no trade possible. No trade possible. Is this happening again?
2 versus 4 it was for Empire. Now into 2 versus 2.
Is this happening
Clay,
again?
are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Clay wins another big one. Now down to a 1 versus 1. 20 seconds to go, and Major Maniac's got to go.
He's just got no time. I mean, Illy's just going to have to try and mess this one up. The door's going to be open. He's going to hear that. Guess what? That's going to be the round. That's the noise he needs to see. Needs to hear, sorry. And yeah, that's it. I cannot believe that out of Clay to play his life finesse around. But what is happening if you were Atlanta FaZe? I do not know. The comms need to be better.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to take away from Clay. He has won these 2 rounds for them with absolutely insane plays. You can see he is gassed up, fired up. But you have your FaZe, you've got to be frustrated. It's just not been good search and destroy from them. And now in a 5-2 hole, FaZe are in trouble, and Empire need 1 more round. It's Illy and Clay leading the way with 9 apiece. And it might all come down to this.
Hopefully this door. All right, so the nade's gonna open up the door for a BZ. That's nice. And that'll turn into a kill.
Okay.
That'll turn into another round. And yeah, it's all down to Illy again.
Well, it's like the only rounds FaZe can win are when they just smoke the entire roster in a couple of seconds. Because if they don't, if they're put in any situations late round where it slows down, they're getting outplayed.
I guess the good thing for Atlanta is, you know, you've been in these rounds, right? Just fix those small mistakes and knows it'll happen. But to win 4 rounds in a row, that is quite a mission to do. Simp, though, gets aggressive towards B. He's going to find the first blood. Trying to finesse and play his life and at least take down another one he can. Gives his team man advantage. Look at the flank. It's Major Maniac. It's Priesta. They work Clayster. Nice teamwork now.
Yeah, but even though you have numbers, FaZe is never safe in this scenario. Never safe in this scenario. Now, never safe in this scenario. Now 1 versus 1. 1 versus 2. Sorry, Priesta versus Crim and Shotzi in another round where FaZe had numbers. Empire clutching up. Priesta, no dead silence, will turn it into a 1 versus 1. Priesta versus our MVP and Shotzi. Both players take damage. The challenge comes in from Shotzi, and the regular season MVP gets it done. Empire take it 6-3. In 3 of those rounds, they had no business winning. But when it is crunch time, when it is clutch time, Empire go huge. And they can celebrate an added 300,000 guaranteed.